Hi, my name is Lisa and I'm a children's librarian at the Watauga County Public Library, and today I wanted to do a story time with you around the shape and sound of letter O. There's our capital letter O and lowercase letter O, and they both look a lot alike except for one is bigger and one is smaller. So before I do my story time with you, I like to build a puzzle together, and I'm going to give you clues to words that start with one of the sounds that letter O can make. Letter O can make many sounds, and we'll talk about that later. But for now, I'm going to give you clues to words that start with the sound ah, ah, ah. It's almost like you were in the doctor's office and they might want to look in your throat and they say ah. Not ah, but ah. All right, so I'm going to give you clues to words that start with the sound ah. The first one, this is a very large bird, a bird that's bigger than I am, and it is a bird that can't fly. It can run fast, but it can't fly. Did you think of what that, the name of that bird is? Did you guess ostrich? Good job. All right, the next word I want you to guess is another animal, but this is an animal that lives in the ocean, and it's not a fish. It's an animal with 8 arms. Do you know what that animal is? Did you guess octopus? Good job. All right, as a matter of fact, I am going to link to a video in the video description of an octopus changing shape and color. So make sure that you check out that video that'll be in the description of this video. The next word that I want you to guess, this is a word that a lot of kids have a hard time guessing. They've not heard this word before. It's another word for a very strong cow, and kind of rhymes with box or socks, but you have to take those first sounds away from those words because the name of this animal is ox. Have you ever heard of an ox being strong as an ox? An ox helps farmers to do their work. All right, I have another animal that I want you to guess. This is an animal that's very playful. It likes to swim in the water, but it also likes to play on the land. The name of this animal rhymes with the word potter. It also rhymes with the word teeter-totter. Did you guess that the animal is an otter? An otter. All right, the next word that starts with the sound of letter O is one of the months of the year. It is the month of the year that many people celebrate Halloween. Do you know what that month is called? October. All right. And then the very last word I want you to guess is kind of a tricky word. It's a shape. It's a shape that has 8 sides. That's the shape of a stop sign. And the name of that shape is an octagon. And that completes our puzzle. And what did we make with our puzzle? We made a letter O. Very good. So now we want to sing a song about this puzzle, and it goes like this. We are learning letter O, letter O, letter O. We are learning letter O, ah, 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 ah. You want to end with the sound, one of the sounds that letter O makes. So now we're going to make up actions to go along with each picture. And I'm going to go ahead and do Octagon because that one could be tricky. Octagon looks like a stop sign, and a police officer might want you to stop. An officer starts with letter O as well. So for this picture, I'm going to pretend like I'm a police officer and asking you to stop before you cross the street and look both ways before you cross the street. So this verse would sound like this. Octagon starts with letter O, letter O, letter O. Octagon starts with letter O, ah, 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 ah. Now I want you to pause this video and you think of an action for each picture on this puzzle. For October, some people pretend to rake leaves. Some people pretend like they're trick-or-treating. So whatever you want to do for your action, sing a verse for each picture, and when you come back, I'll have some books to share with you, some library books that have a letter O in the title. Here are a couple of library books that have the letter O in the title that makes that sound ah, ah that we've been talking about. There's Bear Snores ah, ah, on. There's Animal ah, opposites. Here's ah, snakes and Inky the Octopus. Now this is one that I've linked to in the video description below this video because I really want you to get to hear this story, because this is a true story about an octopus who escaped from the zoo, from the aquarium in New Zealand, and made it out into the open ocean. So I think you guys will really enjoy hearing that story. You can pause the video and listen to it now, or you can wait till you're done with this video and then look at the books that I've linked to that you can listen to that go along with this story time. So the next song that I want to teach you has a couple of animals in it, and one of those animals starts with the sound of ah that we've been talking about. See ah, ah, otters. But first I'm going to show you a picture here of an orca whale, and see how that orca whale is leaping out of the water? I want you to do that with your arm when we sing about the orca whale. The next picture I want to show you is a picture of little sea scallops, and I want you to open and close your hands because those sea scallops can open and close when they're in the ocean. So little sea scallops, and then the last thing we're going to sing about is sea otters. Now, the action for sea otters, I'm going to save until we're actually singing the song as a little surprise for you. Okay, so here's how the song goes. An orca whale, little sea scallops and an orca whale. Sea otters, little sea scallops and an orca whale. Sea otters, little sea scallops and an orca whale. Want to try that one more time? Okay, let's do it. You ready? An orca whale, little sea scallops and an orca whale. Sea otters, little sea scallops and an orca whale. Sea otters, little sea scallops and an orca whale. Great work. All right, well, I wanted to show you a few library books that have an O in the title, but in the book titles, the O does not make that ah sound. So here's one book called One Red Dot. Can you find the letter O? Actually, there's two letter O's. You can pause this video to find them if you want. But right there, this is the word one. That does not start with the sound ah. It starts with the sound w, almost like a W. One red dot. There's the O making that sound we've been working on. All right, another sound that O can make is in this book. Old Macdonald had a boat. So there is O. Old Macdonald had a boat. So there's that tricky letter O making more than one sound, more than two sounds. Here's a third sound. Baby owls. Ow, ow. That letter O. And here is a book called The Other Colors. The Other Colors, an ABC book. I just wanted to show you that so that you will not be frustrated when you are trying to figure out the sound that letter O makes. If you think about it, if you think about a dog can make more than one sound. What sound does a dog make usually? Woof, woof. That's right. What sound does a dog make if it's sad? Yeah. What sound does a dog make if it's angry? And you know, sometimes dogs like to howl, like howl at the moon. What sound does that sound like? Ow! So that one dog could make 4 sounds, and that's kind of the way letter O is. It can make many sounds. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. Now, a fun game you could have at your house, 2 fun games actually. One is go on a scavenger hunt and look for books in your house. Try to find the letter O in the title of the book and try to figure out if it makes the sound ah, ah that we've been working on, or if it makes another sound. Then another thing you could do along with the letter O is you could build an obstacle course. And you could do that by putting some pillows on the floor and you have to jump over the pillows. You could put a blanket over a table and you have to crawl under the table. You could put a stick across two chairs and you have to kind of do the limbo under the stick. You could say you have to hop to a certain destination. So why don't you think about different ways that you could make an obstacle course in your house? I've got two quick chants we can do before we wrap up our story time. The first one, you need to make an O with your finger and your thumb, and then make an O with your hands, and then make an O with your arms, okay? Here's an O, and here's an O, and a great big OIC. Can you count them all together with me now? 1, 2, 3. Good job. All right, the other one is called an opposite chant because we're going to do things that are opposites. So we're going to say, this is, can you stretch your arms out and say, this is big, big, big. This is small, small, small. This is short, short, short. This is tall, tall, tall. This is fast, fast, fast. This is slow, slow, slow. This is yes, yes, yes. This is no, no, no. Excellent. Well, I believe that just about does it for our letter O story time. I did want to show you, first of all, here's my friend, a little octopus that's come to be with us today. And I wanted to show you that you could actually make an octopus out of pipe cleaners and beads. And we've decided to help you be able to make that by making a little kit for you to make your own octopus. And one of the things I wanted to show you about the octopus in your kit is that when you get it, the pipe cleaners actually make a letter O for the head of the octopus. So if you're watching this video in December of 2020, we want to encourage you to come by the Watauga County Public Library and pick up your Make It Take It kit to go along with this letter O story time. Well, that's all I've got for today. So in the words of Tigger, ta-ta for now. Be sure to click on the words Show More located underneath this video on YouTube to access links to more fun activities around the shape and sound of the focus letter in this video. If you're on a mobile device and you'd like access to those links, just click on the icon indicated here in the green circle.